Calloway with Word of the Nerd, and I'm here at the Baltimore Comic Con with Ben Templesmith, writer, artist. Say hi, Ben.
And buffoon.
And buffoon. All right, well.
And a few other words.
I didn't see on your resume.
So well, Ben, I'll put it there if you don't.
So those of you who know Ben or don't know Ben, let me introduce you to things about him. Ben has worked for IDW. He's worked on 30 Days of Night, co-creator of 30 Days of Night.
I worked with IDW.
With IDW.
It was actually, well, it was a creator-owned book. Me, Steve, and IDW. They were the only people who would publish it.
Really? It was too violent? The other publishers turned it away, or just?
I couldn't say why they wouldn't publish it, but I know Steve tried to shop it around to a couple other publishers first, and everyone said no, but IDW said yes. And it was their first, it was literally their first regular format comic that they ever did.
Really? Wow.
They did Ashley Wood's Pop Bot first, which was a big prestigious thing.
Okay.
But it was just their first regular comic. Sold, I think issue 1 sold like 3,000 copies, which is not many, and wasn't enough to pay me to do the rest of the book. And they weren't paying much anyway, but what that meant was they actually said, Ben, issue 1's not that great, sales-wise.
Okay.
Art-wise, I don't know.
Wow, thanks, guys.
So it's like, we're at the point where we can't really pay you to do the other 2 issues when it initially came out. But if you want to do them, we'll publish them. We'll print them, because you don't want to leave it unfinished. So I said, yeah, fuck yeah. It was like only my 5th comic I'd ever done, professionally published. So I'm like, of course I'll do that. And so we did that, and by the time I was finishing issue 3, I think, they'd been doing the movie thing for it.
Right.
And so it became a thing after that. Okay. So I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't said, oh no, I'll just do it. If I hadn't said I'd do it for the hell of it anyway, I don't know what would have happened. It probably would have gone somewhere anyway.
How did you feel about the movie? How it related
Why
to the
do you
book?
want to know that?
I'm just curious, your impression. Did you think that was a fake?
I know, but because I get asked that question so many times. I have to keep an eye on my original art over there.
Of course.
I should probably just move it. On one level, it should not matter what I think of a movie that I had nothing to do with, outside of the fact it was based on a book that I collaborated on. So on that level, it's like, what are you actually asking? Because I dissect this question. Are you actually asking, was I happy with how my work, therefore I was treated in the process? Or are you asking, literally, what did I think of the movie?
It's much more superficial. Just what you think, because I know that for a lot of creators, they don't have anything to do with the movie.
Because my actual answer is, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what you think. Because you're the one not the schmuck, but you're the schmuck that was meant to pay money to go and see it, I made the book. I kind of know the story.
Right.
So
well, let's talk about something.
It wasn't bad.
Let's talk about something you did work on.
It was not bad at all.
You worked on Fell.
Yes, but my answer is it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Okay.
Considering Hollywood and how they work, it could have been. Yeah. You never know. It could have been Green Lantern. It could have been Green Lantern. Not really Green Lantern, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
It was actually really good, and it was a life-changing experience going to the set and all that stuff. I will let you move on now.
No, that's okay.
I get very deep with this stuff. I'm just going to move my books.
Sure. Protect the art. Support the arts and protect the art.
I don't want anyone to walk off with my art folio. I'm horribly unprofessional.
So you worked on Fell for Image Comics.
No, okay. So I just want to break you for a moment.
Yes, please do.
When you say, okay, so Image, no one works for Image. It's just a language thing.
I think so. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because I'm a big
published by Image.
Yeah. You can say that because I'm a huge creator rights advocate, right? And so to me, and I'm into politics as well, and language matters, or the redefinition of words and various things, right?
Yes.
So, I have worked for IDW. I have also worked with IDW. Certainly worked with and been published by Image because Image only own the eye. That's why they're so fantastic. So. Yeah, it's like I don't think. Okay, some people have worked for Image, I think, because there's been certain weird deals. But creator-owned, I've done creator-owned work with publishers, yes. And I'm being pedantic, but people only work for Marvel or for DC.
Work for hire, and they have an exclusive contract. That's not what we're talking about.
Because to me, there's an incredible emotional difference between doing a creator-owned book or just work for hire, being paid to do the monkey job and then told to shut up and just move on. Because you're paid to do that art and that's it. Which is fine, because that's the deal we make. But yes, I have worked with Image. Or been published by Image.
They published the book.
Yeah, they're great.
Right.
And we did Fell. And I will shut up now and let you
No, that's all right. No.
And my interviews never go well that way.
It's okay.
I get combative and I like to...
Not a problem.
No, it's just like there's a real difference.
I like the... Yes, there is.
And that really matters to me as a creator-owned advocate.
And you should point that out.
Sorry.
Are you still working on Fell? Are there be future issues that I know it took a
Fell-
while to get them out, and then
Fell is mostly my fault right now. I mean, historically, whatever anyone else has ever said on the thing, Warren is my god. We were working on it. It came out pretty regular. I was in a good place financially and various other things, because it takes a long time. That's the thing with creator-owned work. If you're doing it the way I do it especially, you don't get paid to do the book. You get paid by sales during a financial quarter, at the end, once the book has been out for a while. So what you're actually looking at is you do a book, a month's worth of work, say. 6 months later, you will see some income from that work. Your landlord doesn't really understand that. So you need to, like right now, I have to figure things out. So Phil, the scripts got a little later and later. And that's cool, because I was working on 3 things literally at the same time. I was young and really, I could do a lot. I can do a lot now still if I have to, but I'm getting old and sleepy. So, nearly dead. And then I think Warren had a hard drive crash or something. But I was always ready to do more, but then life circumstances happened to me, and I had to make sure I paid my rent every month instead of having a buffer money, financial. I got ripped off by a certain person in business. Not Warren. No. Warren's really been good to me. Anyway, so, I think it was 2 years ago or so now, a while ago, I just got a random script sent to me for the next issue.
Okay.
And I still have that script, and it's my fault now, I need to work on it. But I've had to pay my rent and been occupied with various other things. Right. So I will be getting onto that. So when I get onto that, Warren, if you're listening, I have to, it's kind of like a game of chicken. So I have to do that issue to prove to him, and I honestly have to prove to him, yeah, come on Warren, let's do more. Then he has to write more. Because if I finish that script tomorrow, if I said it was finished months ago, they're not going to publish it. I'm no businessman, well, I can't, but they're not going to publish one issue every 5 years. They're going to wait, they want a couple more in the can before they solicit it again.
Right.
So the ball's in my court right now. The ball will be in Warren's court again soon. And then my hope is that it's a midterm thing, not a long-term thing. So it'll come back sooner than later.
Yeah. Get a little volley going between you.
Yes, but it is my fault right now. Sorry. It's a great book. Oh, to my knowledge, it's only going to go to 16 issues.
Okay.
Which is 2 collections of the books of 8. So there's 1 collection, there should be 1 more collection. Unless plans have changed, it's not up to me. So.
And you're working on your creator-owned work. You have 2 Patreon projects right now, right? Black Holers?
Well, I have one. I'm being a dick. Yeah,
No.
I have one Patreon, I guess, website.
Yep.
But I'm actually running 3 projects through that.
3 of them, okay.
And it's I'm trialing it so that maybe it could work for Fell as well. Just to allow me to supplement and survive while I do some of the work. And the hardcore fans get access to lots of stuff at the same time. I'm doing. It's a webcomic that is also a print comic, because I actually give people physical copies. Black Holers.
Which you have here.
Black Holers.
Visual aids here. Here we go. There we are.
There's only 500 of these. They're very, very small print runs, sort of special things.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started doing Wormwood, showing people the process as I do it. Because that's another creator-owned book. I don't get paid to do it. I have to miraculously figure out how to do months worth of work and explain that to my landlord.
And this is Wormwood Goes to Washington?
Yeah.
Not Mr. Smith. Nothing like it at all.
I know the title. I don't really remember the actual story much, but Wormwood will go to Washington.
Nothing like it.
It deals with lobbyists and politicians, congressmen and space fungus. So that'll be good. And I'm funding an art book. I gradually do an art book through that as well, of demons.
That's the 3rd project?
Yeah. People get a print of that every month. So I'm basically running a mini Kickstarter every month, because that's what that website's about.
Okay.
It's like a fan club too, really, though, to explain it. You get cool shit if you sign up.
Right. The Patreon. And also the Kickstarter. You're doing both. You're also doing Kickstarter as well.
I'm in the tail end of a Kickstarter, sending out the international backers their books.
Okay.
I kind of got screwed on that a little by a business partner. So all the shipping money went away, and I've had to refund it myself. but I also wasn't getting the money of the Kickstarter in the first place. So it's like a double negative. I raised all this money for a book that was really pretty good, I hope. People liked it. It's mostly out. And then I've still actually had to put my money into it too, which is why I'm really poor. Hence no fell right now. and the Patreon and trying to fund the other things. So yes, so that's nearly done, and in order to make sure that that's all good, I'm actually going to be doing another Kickstarter in a couple of weeks, because I've just been waiting. I've been in limbo for about a year because of that project, that I can't move forward and do new projects, especially on Kickstarter, which is a fantastic way for creators to get books out. So I'm doing that with their consent because they know that that's the easiest way I can actually raise the money. It's like $10,000 to ship 200 books internationally, which costs a fair bit. Not just books, but packages.
Right. Because you got to fulfill all that yourself. You got to
they've got T-shirts and prints and all sorts of extra stuff. So, well, the other guy in the business actually fulfills it. So it's like, it's weird. I'm in a different city from all the books too, so it's complicated. But anyway, there'll be a new Kickstarter coming to make sure the other one is completed completely. I could talk your ear off Kickstarters. I love talking about Kickstarters. But,
no, I like them. I've backed a lot of them lately because there's so much cool stuff on there. People I would never see their art otherwise. And I just kind of go through there, scroll through and look and see what looks hot and looks good. And I've backed a lot.
There's a lot of unique projects. And honestly, it's what every creator should do if they're doing a book. They should do that and give the people that really care an ultimate edition of what their book they want before it ever hits the direct market. Because cynic as I am, but I've now from experience, I know that the direct market kind of is totally unaware, fan-wise, consumer-wise, of a Kickstarter. Because I did a Kickstarter and then it went through the direct market afterwards, which was the plan. Because a Kickstarter, selling 2,000 copies is not many, right? But it's huge for an individual.
Right.
What a company can make on 2,000 copies is probably, they're like, oh, that's a little thing on a balance sheet and it's not making us much money. But for that individual that's getting the percentage that they get, that's their livelihood, and that's a lot of money. So you doing it yourself means you've just won twice, because the direct market at that point is free money. So the publisher's happy because it reaches their larger audience. And I swear, I had the best sales I've ever had on something I wrote and drew myself, which is a few things, but not too many, after the Kickstarter. It's like, have you not heard of this book? I already did a Kickstarter. And like, no, most people, you can get the word out, but not everyone is aware of it.
Right.
So I recommend doing your own version first and being paid for it by Kickstarter. And what that does is it empowers creators, because then you've got more bargaining power when you do want to take it to a real publisher. You can say, how about you publish my book? But I will keep my rights because I have self-funded me doing this book. So what are you going to do for me? Sell some books. And ethically and logically, they should make money on selling books, as opposed to, we would like half your movie rights and half of everything, which is what a common publisher deal is. Because they like being mini Hollywood muggles.
Right.
And that's a common thing with a lot of creator-owned stuff and a lot of small publishers. So yeah, Kickstarter's great. Look, check it out.
We'll definitely look for that. Thank you so much, Ben. This is Christopher Calloway with Ben, the always well-dressed Ben Templesmith.
Thank you.
Thank you.